Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about absolute value. First, to understand absolute value, we need to talk about integers. If you don't know what integers are, here's some examples of integers. The following would be integers. 1, 5, -17, 0, 18, 101, 1162, -83. The following are not integers. 1.6 pi 22/7. Okay, so integers are these whole numbers. So absolute value is the distance between a number and 0. It's going to be an integer. So absolute value is written as bar number bar. So A could be any number, so this is any number here. Okay? When we're talking about this, if we're looking at a number line, something I might say is the absolute value of -4. Well, I'm asking the distance from 0. So what I need to do is I'll go to my number line, and here's -4. Okay? So how far is it from 0? I'm measuring this distance. Well, the absolute value is 4 units. So therefore, the absolute value of -4 equals 4. It's 4 steps from 0. Same thing goes on the other side. What about the absolute value of 4? Well, I go to 4, that's here. So I'm measuring from 0 up to 4. So what is my distance? My distance is 4 units. So the absolute value of 4 is 4, because it's 4 steps from 0. What about the absolute value of 2? How would we write that? To write the absolute value of 2 in shorthand, in math hand, we're going to say bar to bar. So that's the distance from 0. Well, if I go to 2, how far is it from 0? It is, the absolute value of 2 is 2 units. It's 2 steps from 0. Here's one for you. Try this one on your own. What'd you get? The absolute value of -3. How many steps from 0? It's 3 steps from 0. So if you got that one right, you're doing okay. The number of steps from 0, the distance from 0. Try these 4 on your own. We're not going to check them in this video. The next example says to compare 1 and the absolute value of -4. So I'm going to do this one in green. The absolute value of 1, or 1, what is 1? 1 is 1 unit. I'll do the absolute value of -4 in blue. So I go to -4. What is the absolute value of -4? Well, it's 4 units. So I'm comparing 1 and 4. Which one's bigger? 4 is bigger. So if I'm comparing those, I would say 1 is less than the absolute value of -4. Let's copy and complete these. If I'm thinking about the absolute value of -2 and comparing that to -1, which one's bigger? To solve that, I'm going to need to think about what is the absolute value of -2. The absolute value of -2 is going to be how far it is from 0. So 2. And -1 is just -1. So which one's bigger? Which one's farther to the right on the number line? Well, here's 2, and here's -1. So the bigger number is the absolute value of -2. So to copy and complete, the absolute value of -2 is greater than -1. Looking at B, same situation. If we're comparing -7 to the absolute value of 6, well, the absolute value of 6 is going to be 6 units. So I'm comparing -7 to 6. Which one's bigger? Obviously, 6 is bigger. So when I rewrite the statement, I'm going to say -7 is less than the absolute value of 6. Try the next two on your own, and we'll check them in this video. You can pause here if you need a little bit more time, but I'm going to go through the answers. In C, the absolute value of 10 is 10. I'm comparing that to 11, so 11 is bigger. In D, I'm comparing 9 to the absolute value of 9, to the absolute value of -9, so I'm comparing 9 to 9, so those are going to be equal. So 9 is equal to the absolute value of -9 because it's 9 steps from 0. That's all there is to absolute value. Thanks for watching today, guys, and we'll see you next time.